Alright, so last time on Need for Speed Underground, our previous event that we did was a drag race, and where after doing a rather trading turn between both the Toyota Celica and the Hyundai Coupe, I was able to unlock a new car. But before we get down to that, I'm going to show you the modifications which I've made to the bodywork. So, since I unlocked some new front bumpers and side skirts, I decided to switch over from my Ace front bumper to the Strike front bumper. That's not where I wanted to go. And I also switched from the Ace side skirts over to the Strike side skirts. And the spoiler, well, I switched that over from Flight to Switchblade, and I've also made a few changes regarding my paint accessories. So, the base of the car still remains the same. I've changed the colour of the rims, also changed the colour of the spoiler. Engine accent, I've also changed the colour of that, along with the brake calipers as well. Oh yeah, and also the exhaust tips as well. And everything else pretty much remains the same. So, I'm going to open this up by trading in my Hyundai for the car which I unlocked in the last episode, the Acura RSX. As I've now discovered, this car is slightly faster in terms of top speed compared to the Hyundai, and well, I figured it's basically a win-win. So I'm going to switch over to the Acura now. And this time, I am going to make sure I save the game, because if I don't, then I've got to do this all over again. And considering I'm still waking up and I'm recording this on a Sunday morning, well, you can probably imagine why there are some things that I don't want to wind up repeating over and over again. But anyways, let's get on with our first of 6 events, which we shall be doing in this episode. Blue Light Special, and it's a time trial.
Want another unique upgrade? I'll give you one, but first, you gotta win.
See if you can get to the City Plaza in 2 minutes. Courtesy of Samantha, you might pick up a good deal. We'll see. But anyway, yeah. So I decided to switch over to the Acura for this one because what I figured was the next couple of races are probably going to be grueling ones. So I figured I was at least needing to switch over to a car that was slightly better statistically than my trustworthy Hyundai. For fuck's sake. Well, at least it means if I have an early encounter with one of the trees, maybe my encounters with traffic won't be quite as severely punishing. Because I can definitely say, if you're involved with traffic somewhere and you're not able to avoid the head-on collision before it becomes obvious, then basically your run is basically down the train. I almost wonder if I should consider taking the shortcut. But then again, I am a bit skeptical of knowing if that's the sort of shortcut which only really works one way. At least I think that's what it is, but anyway. Well, I'm doing better so far, so just gotta keep my car straight and then I should be there. And there we go. And just like that, I slam into the concrete slabs. And I made it with 4.28 seconds to spare. Okay. Well, at least I can say hitting those trees in the median helped me out early on with that run. Oh, okay. Great driving. Samantha has offered you a choice of one of the following 5 rim styles. Oh, some new rims, eh?
Check it. One of these upgrades is gonna sweeten your ride.
Well, I gotta say, that does surprise me. Can't really see the Momo rims. Livia? No. I'm not gonna go for the Livia ones. Enkai? No. It's kind of hard to tell which one would be the best. Which ones would be the best ones, but I think I'm gonna go for the OZ. I think I'm gonna go for the 19-inch OZ Super Leggera rims. Yeah, I'll just put those on. Fuck it. I should have probably saved the game. You know what? I'm just gonna do that now. I'm gonna save the game. So in case if I do lose track of where I'm up to, I won't have to redo any events I've already done. So, you know, there is that. Well, 1 event down, and 5 to go. As we've now got another circuit racing tournament. Get the point? I hope so. A series of races, a number of cars, a wad of cash. I think this is probably 3 races, but it could be 4 races. Well, either way. As long as I don't have to get a perfect score, then I should be fine with it. Okay, so we've got a Supra, a Neon, and a Civic as our competition here. And likewise, my solidly handling Acura RSX gets the initial jump off the start with its beneficial grip, and already making some contact there with the Civic, but that's okay, because I do get out in the lead, getting a little bit loose there on the passageway, but able to regain control of it. And now, wow, a double near miss. I did not think that was going to be successful. Actually, make that a triple, because I'm actually surprised over that. Also, how the hell did the Supra just literally take the normal road and then just wind up being right alongside me, even though he did not take the shortcut? How's that even possible? Well, I don't know. Anyways, I've led the first lap. It looks as though the Acura basically is the car to have here. I also could have switched over to the Celica because it is possible to get a head start using the Toyota Celica as well, but I opted with the Acura because, well, statistically it was better, and also because, well, I know there's going to be another drag race coming up, and I need to know that I have a good car for that drag race once it shows up. So anyways, haven't used up any nitrous, didn't really need to, and just like that, I've won the first race ahead of Takashi in the Supra. Nesto was third, and it was Scott who finished fourth in the Civic. And the margin of victory was 1.8 seconds. Not bad. Okay, let's move on. Oh yeah, I still need to get a snapshot of this thing because this is technically the car I'm using for these next few events. I'll probably get the snapshot once I'm done with the circuit race tournament. I can definitely say I've picked a good car so far. I should also mention, this is technically what the next generation Honda Integra would look like. Because, well, basically the next generation Honda Integra would basically be the same design as, ironically, the Acura RSX, at least in terms of both the headlight and taillight designs. It would be very similar, if not identical, to the Acura RSX. At least I think that's what the next generation model of the Honda Integra was looking like at the time. I have seen images of that very model, and I gotta say, it's very similar to the Acura which I'm currently driving, and I'm just pulling away at the moment. And I had to open my mouth. Well, at least I can say I reset out in the lead. But so far, so good. And I think it's fair to say that when I beat this car in the drag race from the previous episode, it was pretty clear to say that I unlocked a pretty good car. How did I avoid that taxi? Well, at least I can say the AI is not doing any better than me at the moment. Oh, that was it. Okay. That was quick. Only 2 minutes. That's all it took to complete 2 laps of... Oh, what is this course? Of Inner City. Yeah, I think that's what this course is called. Oh, and Takashi finished in last. Scott was second, and Nesto finished in third. So we have a 3-way tie for second now, I think. Well, anyway. All I have to do now is win the final race, unless it's a 4-race championship, but I'm pretty sure it's only 3 races. Although, it's technically a tournament, but again, a tournament is still the same as a championship, so it is what it is, I guess. And we're now at Atlantica, if you can believe it. And once again, getting the head start. I think it's pretty clear to say that the grip in this thing is easily better than the competition which I'm racing against. And I think it is pretty clear to me that the Acura does seem to be one of the best cars in the field, as I'm already pulling away from my competition early on, from taking the shortcut. And now I just have to hope there's not going to be too much traffic that will botch my efforts. Although, I think it's inevitable that at this stage. And a sudden snap of oversteer. Oh, okay. I did not think I was going to somehow still lead the first lap. Even though my car just decided to have a sudden snap of oversteer, even though I wasn't really doing anything to give it oversteer. Maybe I was just a little too greedy with the power. That could have been the case. It is possible for front-wheel drive cars to get oversteer about as much as rear-wheel drive cars, but I definitely had a snap of it. And basically just like that, I think it was part of a curb that basically just got me loose, but it's okay. Because I'm out in front, everything is under control. I'm staying out ahead of Nasto in his Neon, and just like that, I win. Is that the end of the tournament? So I beat Nasto to the line by 8.5 tenths. Scott was third, and Takashi finished in last. Is that the last one? It is the last one, okay. So, 10 points, the margin of victory between myself and Nasto. Scott was third, and Takashi, who finished second in the first race, dropped all the way to last, as a result of him finishing fourth in the other 2 races. Well, sucks to be him, I guess. Anyway, got another 6.25 grand, and yeah, we've now got all our level 2 upgrades. And I am going to fit those now, because I can. So, just going to get these fitted. So, weight reduction. Sure, Sparko, why not? It's basically the only sponsor for the weight reduction. And level 2 suspension improves the handling. Yeah, let's go with brand package 3. I do technically have Bilstein as being one of my sponsors anyway. And nitrous. Yeah, let's go Nitrous Express. Why not? And there we go. I'm very close to hitting the max top speed I can get out of a car in this game now. And yep, that should pretty much be all of them now, as far as I'm concerned. Oh yeah, I need to save the game. I'm also going to get myself a snapshot of this thing, maybe try and see if I can get something decent out of this. At least something that'll be presentable. Even then, of course, if it's presentable only to me, but it is what it is, I guess. Okay, anyway. Got my snapshot now, so let's move on to our next two events. As our first of these is the National Rail Knockout. Use the railway tracks to your advantage in this lap knockout. As long as there is going to be no trams on those railroad tracks. That's the only thing I'm apprehensive of. Because I sure would hate to be hit by a train. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, this is the one with that unusual shortcut that I don't think has any real explanation. But whatever. So the Subaru gets the early launch, but that's okay because there's plenty of time for me to catch up to him. And once again I had another very sudden snap of oversteer. Well, at least I can say the nitrous will be longer now, which helps me out a little bit. Just gotta make sure I survive the first lap, and then if I can survive the first lap, which I do, the only thing between me and victory is the Subaru, who is not falling for the serious disadvantage he'll get from taking the shortcut. Will is leading this thing, LeBron is third. I don't know who the other guy is. Maybe it'll show me the names again in a couple of minutes' time. Or something like that. But anyway. Closing in on Will in his red two-wheel drive Subaru Impreza RS. Oh, LeBron was the one who got eliminated. Okay, it's MacD who is in the Supra then. Is what me thinks. And he's taken the shortcut, which basically means he's handed the advantage over to me. I don't think he's going to rejoin in the lead, and he doesn't. I keep forgetting there's a train line. I keep forgetting there's railroad tracks down where the shortcut is, but I know it's one of those shortcuts that's not going to help me win the race. I am now pulling away ahead of Will, and providing I don't have any more sudden oversteer moments, this race is mine, and it is. I also got some near miss points apparently, couldn't explain why though. Okay, so LeBron was in the Hyundai, MacD was driving the Toyota Supra, and it was Will who drove the red Subaru Impreza RS. Hey, we've now got the Jackson Racing vinyl. Awesome. And we've also got our car on the cover of Super Street as well. I'd assume that's because we put on all the level 2 upgrades. And we're also on the cover of Import Racer apparently. You'll see your car on the cover of Super Street. Import Racer wants your car on their next cover. And we also get 500 credits added to the bank. Hey, we finally get the rear bumpers. Alright, that's good. So let's now go collect our rewards. Installed all level 2 upgrades on your car.
Wicked, dude. You got your ride onto Super Street.
Honestly, Samantha, I also think that's pretty wicked. Set a circuit track record. And we're now on the cover of Import Racer.
Alright, the cover of Import Racer.
Did not think I was going to get on 2 magazine covers in the same race. Well, I definitely made a good choice by switching over to the Acura, there's no question about that. Although I know there will be some better cars to come, but I'm okay with what I have for now. So, gonna save the game again so I don't lose track of my progress. And I think we're now, 3 events down? Yeah, we're definitely 3 events down, I'm pretty sure of that. Sliding made easy. And we're heading to Drift Track 3. It's not just about who has the best style, it's about who can make it look easy. Okay. Honestly, I did not think I was going to get on the cover of Import Racer. At least, not like this, anyway. I might have to mute myself in a minute. If I get it wrong again. If I do it wrong again, that's when I'm going to mute myself. That's all I can really say. Okay, I actually got something decent for once. Okay. I might have a shot at this thing now. Finally. Wow. That's actually amazing. I'm also figuring I'm gonna need to score at least 100,000 points if I'm gonna pull this off. Well, had to happen eventually. I just get the distinct feeling that regardless of how many points I score at the end of the day, there's always gonna be at least one corner during each drift event where no matter how hard I try to not hit it, I'm always just going to hit it anyway. Because it feels like it's just a futility effort for me to literally try and miss the walls when I'm always just going to be pointing towards the walls. Okay. That's actually a pretty good interval to be up by, if I'm being thoroughly honest. Okay, I might have got it secured now. There's no way of knowing for sure, but I might have got it secured this time. I reckon if I get another 10k, then that should do it. Yeah, I think this event is pretty much won now, so... whatever. I'm pretty sure I've won it this time.
No one can stop Eddie in the rankings. That dude is unbelievable.
Well, got there eventually. And I won in the end by 36,000 points over Breton. Then it was Gears in third, and Viance was last in the Celica. Well, had to switch over to the 240SX to get the job done, but I got there eventually. Hey, we've now got some wild vinyls apparently. And we're now 7th in the drift rankings. Is that 3 events we've done today or 4? Well, anyway. Time for me to switch back to the Acura now, because I don't think there's any more drift events. yeah, okay, so we got these two then. Deal yourself a straight hand. I'm also going to save the game because this is a drag race. I also have a feeling this is going to be an ordeal. So that's why I'm going to save the game. Alright, the game is saved. And now we move on to this. Deal these four-wheel drive punks a bad hand. Take care of them on a 1 mile straight downtown. I'm going to assume they must be driving Skylines if they're four-wheel drives. Because I don't think there's really any other models I can think of that are four-wheel drive in this game. Although I could be wrong, but that's about the only thing I can really think of. Oh, the Eclipse. Okay. That does make a bit more sense now. There are four-wheel drive. They are technically four-wheel drive models. Okay. Come on, come on. There we go. Did not think I was going to win that on my first try, but I somehow did. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. So apparently the Impreza RS is a four-wheel drive, and we had 2 Eclipses in that race, and B-Dog was the only guy who dropped out of this race with a blown engine. The Acura is literally good in every category except for drifting. And we've now got another unique vinyl, apparently. Your car's appearing the next turbo and high-tech performance. I think it's meant to say on the next, but whatever. I'll go along with it. Ooh, level 3 decals. Okay, well, let's see what magazine cover we're on this time. Oh, I set a drag track record, apparently.
Nice job. You're on the cover of Turbo and High-Tech Performance.
I can definitely say the Acura is proving to be my Hail Mary for most of these races. And last but not least, we have a circuit race. Lucky 7. However, before we get on with this, I'm going to save the game. Because I kind of need to, if I'm going to continue this game the way I'm currently continuing it. And yeah. Alright, Lucky 7. Deal these pretenders a blow to their aspirations of reaching the 7th spot in the rankings. Will do, Chief. I think this will probably be the final race of the segment, because I'm pretty sure I was doing it up to this one, if I'm not mistaken. Plus I have been recording this now for over an hour, so you know, there is that. Anyways, let's go! As I already get the jump on the start, and immediately building up to an early interval, whilst also avoiding those delivery trucks. I eke out to an early lead. As I now head through the construction site, getting some shortcut points, and now I just have to make sure I stay there. Hopefully. Alright, I've led the first lap, now I've just got to lead the other lap. Providing there will not be too much traffic. Okay, doing well so far. I am just hoping to keep it that way. And I've now got an advantage over the second placed car. Just gotta hope I can hold on to that. So, with the exception of drifting, this car is basically very good in all other departments except for drifting. And crossing the line at 175 miles per hour, and I think I also set a new track record. Well, I don't know. Anyway. So, it was Pris who finished second in the Lancer, Nesto third, and LeBron once again came home last in his Hyundai Coupe. So another 500 credits added to the bank, and we're now 7th in the circuit rankings. Not bad. And no new magazine covers. I think that's like, what, 4 magazine covers I've appeared on in this episode alone? Well, anyway. I think that's pretty much gonna do it for this episode, so I've been recording this now for an hour and 15 minutes, and I think now is probably a good time for me to end the episode here. We've made some good progress, and next time we should be halfway through the game, I think. But anyways, yeah. So, next time on Need for Speed Underground, more races with the Acura RSX.